Hello. I got no music going on. What the heck am I thinking? Goodness gracious. Without music, this just doesn't make it worth it. Thinking. Yeah, my scruffophagus is gone. Still scruffy in here, but I'm not scruffy out here. That's pretty cool. My hair grows fast though. Let's see, a little bit of The Dead Can Dance, Lisa Gerard, Cocoon, Marconi Union. No, not Marconi Union. Which one is it? I think it's Hypercube. Yeah, that's good. It's freaking smooth, man. What we're gonna talk about today is you. And how are you doing? Generally, a lot of people just kind of quaff at the human experience. Let's put it that way. As I've said, that people act like monkeys. There's a ton of articles and stuff like that on that. And we generally ignore that side of ourselves. But the movie, what is it called? Where when they go out and all that kind of stuff and they kill people and crime is legal. And they're saying that that's our primal instinct to want to hurt people, and we should let ourselves go that one day out of 1 year. Population control and all that kind of stuff. People, that is you using lower brain function. Giving in to the animal responses does not make you human. It makes you a monkey. This is why you gotta consider it as those two different things. You know, am I gonna de-evolve or am I gonna evolve? You know, the only thing that makes us really different is that we have communication skills. Every single skill must be developed. So, what are we gonna develop into? Better killers of ourselves, which is what we're becoming. We are becoming very efficient in killing ourselves. And then the ultimate goal is for the end of humanity. Being efficient in killing humans is the end goal of killing humanity. Most likely will bring another sort of life, but then that life will probably be also efficient in killing humanity. Why? Because we are efficient in killing humanity. Look at it straight, not sideways, not up, down, left, right. Look at it straight first. See it that way. Then come to the side. And then look at it from every single angle. You know? Like, what the hell am I been doing? I've been building bombs. What do bombs do? They explode. Oh my goodness, what I've been doing. I don't want to make bombs. I don't want to have bombs near me. There's so many bombs. They're bound to go off. Stuff's crazy. That stuff is crazy. But, you know, once you start thinking about it and have that kind of consideration and coming to the, realization that, I haven't been living to my full potential because I've been giving in to these primal urges that don't develop me. They regress me. I go from being an intelligent adult to a little child, and from a little child I become an animal, a little baby. I'm more emotional, I'm more agitated, I'm always on edge because I got all this stress in me and I didn't let the stress out, I'm not considering how I actually feel. I'm burying my feelings or pushing my feelings aside and going like, nobody cares about me. Well, if nobody... I'm in trouble. Burn some food. Well, dang it! Anyway, back on the subject of this thing, because I gotta go in like a couple minutes. Taking time to realize how you are emotionally in need of your emotions will lay the groundwork for you to develop into something that you wanted to be, always wanted to be. Because then you'll actually realize who you actually want to be and not what you think you want to be. Because you have to take it in fact that, you know, you've had people come in your life and say, hey, you should be this. Hey, you should be this. And you listen and you took all those different informations in. And when it comes down to it, you've picked a person that satisfies the others and yourself. Not somebody that satisfies just and solely you. The person who you really are that can be introduced to these people, and they gotta accept no matter what, because you accepted them as who you believe them to be. You have all these different types of personas. This person has presented themselves to you as someone sophisticated, so you believe in their intelligence. But when it comes down to it, to themselves, they're no smarter than you. They just, know a couple of things. Know a little bit more, that's it. Just a little bit more. So you have personas of other people that isn't who they really are. It's just like when you start dating a woman and she's amazing, great. Then you get engaged and you start seeing some stuff that like, where is this person coming from? But she's still amazing. You still accept her for who she is. Then you get married and it's a total freaking change. She lets loose. She's not the same woman anymore. A lot of times that actually doesn't happen, but sometimes it does. Sometimes. But getting back onto it, you realize, and you need also to realize that there are fronts, masks that people wear. And as people wear masks, they're going to hide their true intentions. One, they might not even want to do anything to you. This is just a casual encounter. But they're not going to tell you, oh, I want to, eat some ice cream later. I don't want you to come with me. That's hiding true intentions. It's like, hey, man, what are you going to do later? Oh, that sounds cool. You should do this and this and stay there for like, I don't know, probably a couple of hours maybe. Suggesting that you stay home so that you don't call them or anything like that for a while so they can eat their ice cream in peace. And then you end up calling exactly 2 hours later and then they're eating ice cream. And you're like, hey, I wanted to eat ice cream. It's like, no, I didn't want you to come, man. Didn't you get my hints? Reality is a potent thing, You find out that your friends aren't your friends. You find out that family don't really give a heck about you. You find out the truth. But if you prepare for the truth, once it comes to you, you're okay. You know? If you prepare for the possibilities, the reality is one of those possibilities. You know, when you get used to being hit with reality and you're able to deal with reality. This fantasy stuff, you know, it's fun in games every now and then, but it's a game. You put it down, you walk away, and you go back to reality. Reality near you. It was a movie called Reality. No, it was Virtual Reality. Okay. So even in virtual reality, it's not really reality. It's close to reality, but it's not reality. It's only a simulation. And simulation of reality is not reality because it's only a simulation. Something set in scenario. Something that looks like, but is only illusion. But understand, because we have eyes, because we have senses, and because we take it in, we are taking in what we want to take in. So to say broaden your horizon is to say to take in more information as you use your senses. As you go through the world, you take in as much as possible, shift through it, and use what is applicable to your life and let go of the rest. It's not asking too much of you, but it's asking a lot, really. Because for this to be a day-to-day type deal, man, but it gets easier as you go along. If people did this as children, when you became an adult, you'd be 100% ready to go out into the world by yourself, probably around 17, maybe even 15. Because it wasn't, you know, you weren't preparing. There wasn't no fantasy in the beginning. Yeah, there was a little bit, but you learned how to push the fantasy aside. Oh, I can recognize that because that's a fantasy. That's a simulation. That's virtual reality. This is reality. I can't deal with this because I don't have this tool that I need, but I can get this tool at this point, so I'll be able to deal with this down the road. If I keep heading this way, you know, you be able to compartmentalize, but everybody puts this emphasis on everybody's a winner type deal that does not satisfy a lot of reality type dealing, because if we're in an everybody's winner society, but we're in a capitalist society, somebody's lying. In order to have capital, you must have a greater amount of something, and there must be an inferior amount of something somewhere. You know, I am capitalizing on this profits, so that means I have a lot more money than my competitors because it's capitalistic. But my competitors are trying to get to or reach higher than me. So I have to upgrade my standards. And this was the whole thing of having a capitalist society, for people to raise their standards. But what ended up happening is almost the opposite. The quality became poor and the amount became high because the focus changed. The focus wasn't bringing your best. It was getting better. So it went from giving to getting. If you reversed it, it would actually work a little bit better. A little bit better. You know, but we should really think about the restructure of society, but more in the individual than on the whole scale. Making laws doesn't change people. People change themselves. It might be the environment But we interact with the environment. We also change the environment. We also use the environment. We are also the environment in which we live. See how complicated this is? So if we deal with the complications, then we get better at dealing with complicated. And things just keep getting more complicated. So if we need a purpose as a humanity, then let's deal with the complications of life so that as life gets more complicated, we are able to adapt and adjust. Let's make that our focus. Actually, I want our focus to be terraforming freaking planets and stuff like that. Because if that's a possibility, then why aren't we focusing on that? We got a lot of problems here. Well, the problems here are because we're all focused on the problems here. And we do short-term solutions instead of long-term goals. And then our people who come up with the short-term solutions make very poor decisions on those short-term solutions, which end up making long-term problems, and we keep developing short-term solutions to the long-term problems that we began. From short-term solutions, we make more long-term problems. So we're in this little vicious circle of making problems for ourselves, but down the line. So all we're doing is saying, hey kid, here's my problems. Take it and run. You can do it. As long as I don't have to deal with it. You can do it, but I don't want to. You know? So it's kind of like, there he goes. Look at him go. Go, 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 go. He's gone. Let's run before he comes back and realize what we did. Hey! Let's go, 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 get in the car, get in the car. A lot of people don't see truth in this, which I can understand. Your views are different than mine, and I should accept that. You don't see in the same angles that I see. Some people don't listen. You know, you have to be shown, and that is an aspect that is great because for you are a truth seeker. You need the truth in front of you sometimes. Or you need to be able to trust the person that's telling you it. I say you go out and you find your truth. And stop trusting certain people who you have trusted. Bust them down back to skeptical and listen to what they say. What are you saying, really? Once you get back to that skeptical and listen to what they're saying and break it all down, then you can kind of like, oh, I trusted you so long. And you the snake in the garden, ain't you? Ain't you? That's how it happens. It's life sometimes, man. Our friends aren't our friends all the time. Sometimes they're trying to get over on you because they need something. They just don't trust you to say, hey, I'll help you. Or they know you won't say, I'll help you. Maybe it's a drug habit and you want a couple of dollars so you can support it. Of course you know they aren't going to help you. They want you to quit doing drugs, but you want to stay on drugs. What to do in those type of situations? I say get off drugs. You say you want to stay on it. You'll have more money if you stay off drugs, or if you get off drugs. You'll have a better life if you know all this. But there's an addiction. There's something that you're trying to cover up. Is there really an addiction? Do you really need it? Question your reality. What are you hurting from? If you want to get rid of that addiction, get to the root of that problem. What's hurting you? Think about it. Instead of taking those freaking drugs, think about what's hurting you. And now begin the actual healing process. You won't even want the drugs anymore.